Hello, welcome back to Warriors HQ. We are all gearing up to a massive fixture here at a sold-out Scotstoun against Edinburgh tomorrow. Dave Rennie named his team earlier and I caught up with him to talk him through his selection. Dave, just one change to the team that beat Leinster. Are you rewarding that performance?
Yeah. Look, obviously, Rat with the attitude, showed a lot of character. Especially when we were down, we had 15 minutes after half time where we barely touched the ball, and as Leinster do, just keep putting pressure on you. So to wrestle back momentum, showed a lot of character and finished strong, and 5 points away from home was it's a great result.
The one change we've made is enforced by injury. Tom Gordon in for Chris Vasaro. Tom's really ripped up the tennis premiership this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, Tom's been excellent, and obviously we brought him in he's been in with us all season, so he got started against Cardiff at one stage and had a couple other cameos, but he's been really strong for Curry, and I reckon one of the best players in the club comp, and deserves his crack. We've got obviously a couple of injuries with Callum and Matt Smith and Chris Vasaro out, so we could have played Ryan Wilson there, to be honest, but Ryan's coming back from injury, and we just wanted to be able to manage his time, so Tom will be good.
You've named Fraser Brown as captain. What's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, look, he's obviously very experienced. We've had, a number of captains this year, and we've used obviously Chris Vasaro and Cully and Ryan, none of who are starting, and there was a question mark around Rob Harley at the start of a week, so we just wanted a little bit of clarity. So Fraz is part of our leadership group, does a really good job, and he's driven the expectations really well this week.
You've mentioned Ryan a few times there. How excited is he to be back?
He's chomping at the bit. After the captain's run, the boys are in a huddle, and he had something to say to finish off, which is very Ryan-esque. So, it's good, mate. He's got fire in the belly. He loves these challenges, and it's great to have him back in the mix.
We know if we win, we finish top of Conference A. That's been a theme in our last few games. We've known that we've had to win. Does that give us a bit of an edge?
Yeah, I think we will have to win too, because Munster playing Connacht at the same time. I think Connacht can't get any higher than third, and perhaps they'll rest a few guys to make sure that they're ready to go in a quarter. So, and it's only next week. It keeps a bit of heat on, and we want to win for momentum. We want to win because we know it's going to give us an extra week and a guaranteed semi-final at home, which will be massive for us. So, we've got a handful of guys leaving that. We'll announce tomorrow who we want to send off on the most positive note possible. So it's a big game tomorrow, and a big game for both sides.
Earlier in the week, assistant coach Jason O'Halloran, Matt Fagerson and Rob Harley all spoke to the media about facing Edinburgh.
Always got a bit of a point to prove against Edinburgh this year, given the way the results last two occasions.
Oh look, they've had the wood on us. There's no two ways about it. They've been excellent. They've put their game plan on the field more accurately than us, and strangled us and beaten us pretty convincingly. So we've got a lot of motivation, and obviously it's simple for us. If we win, we host the semi-final. Simple as that. So makes the picture pretty clear.
Jason was saying that the momentum's building and the results are building at the right time. Is that the sense from the squad? Are you feeling that sort of positivity and confidence building?
Yeah, I sort of felt. Yeah, well, we sort of felt last year going into the semi-final that we had, not an easy run of games, but they weren't against tough, extremely tough oppositions, and we were winning by like 20 points, but we weren't playing to our structures. Set piece, we were getting away with stupid things that we wouldn't usually, but it's definitely been a much tougher run up, and getting good results against Ulster and against Leinster away. That's really good confidence booster going into the playoffs.
This is the last chance for the two sets of Scottish players supposed to come up against each other before international business sort of takes over and the World Cup ahead to look forward to. How much a factor do you think that plays on it?
It probably plays a bit of a factor, but I think that's more for kind of selectors to look at rather than the players. I think the players are focused on playing well for their clubs, and that's the focus for us anyway. The next few games we've got the chance hopefully to go and win the title, so we've got a lot of work to do.
Glasgow Warriors against Edinburgh isn't the only game at Scotstoun on Saturday night, with Eastwood High facing Wallace High in the final of the SP Energy Networks Warriors Championship. The winner will do a lap of honour at half-time, and earlier this week we went to both schools to preview the final.
The team has improved a lot since the start of the tournament, but then as soon as we got to the semis, we were like, we're going to win this thing, and we've been training as hard as we possibly can, pushing ourselves. It's going to be a step up from what we're usually playing. We will really need to play to the top of our ability.
Well, we've been working the kids pretty hard, obviously with the Easter break in the middle, working on a lot of the defensive stuff that we kind of lacked a little bit. They've been really kind of stepping up to the plate.
The experience of the Warriors Championship has been amazing. Everyone's looking forward to next weekend. We'll really need to work as a team and hopefully we can win it.
The huge benefit is just the buzz it gives the place, and they really look forward to going to the home of Glasgow Rugby, playing at Scotstoun with that big backdrop. It's something that really excites them. It's a really good competition to be involved in, and as I say, the buzz about the place for the finals is big. So.
Well, we've ramped it up a bit just in preparation for the final, and we've really been working hard towards this point. We did it last year, we came second best, but we really think we can go all the way this time, bring on the final really.
It's been going really well. They've put a lot of pressure on themselves to obviously earn a place in the final for the second year running. They've set themselves that target way back in August last year, so I think we're just trying to get ourselves in the right mindset now that we've had a couple of days off, try and get out of that holiday mode and just get focused for Saturday.
It's just an amazing setup. It really works well, and we go there every year and hopefully next year as well. It would mean so much just to win the final because there's been a lot of preparation going into it, and just hope for the best.
For us taking part in this championship that's really well organised, really well ran, great funding from SP who've obviously put in a lot of cash to really drive it forward and so on and so forth to make it successful at Scotstoun. Without that championship that's organised by Glasgow and SP Energy Networks, we wouldn't have the chance to come along and showcase what we've got here at Wallace. We don't think we're all singing, all dancing, we just love the game and we love to play it as best we possibly can, so without that championship it just wouldn't happen.
Earlier this week, I sat down with club legend Stuart Hogg to chat through his 9 years as a Glasgow Warrior. You can listen to the full interview on our official club podcast Warriors Weekly, which you can find anywhere on all of your podcast platforms. And here's a little clip from the interview. Edinburgh this weekend, just what's it going to be like? That game away from everything else that's going on. What's that game going to be like?
It's huge for us. It's, destiny's in our own hands. We're in a great place, and we've worked incredibly hard to get to where we are. And we win this game, we've got a home semi-final in front of 10,000 Glaswegians singing songs and having fun. It's where we want to play. It's our home pitch. An opportunity to get to a final in Glasgow, which would be huge for the club. But we're not looking too far ahead. We're looking at Saturday night and making sure that we can get a good result and give ourselves every opportunity to have a home semi.
You have until Monday at 5 p.m. to vote for your McRae Financial Services Player of the Season. The coaches have put forward 8 players: Fraser Brown, Johnny Gray, Rob Harley, Matt Fagerson, Ali Price, George Horn, Adam Hastings and Sam Johnson. So head to our website to vote. Thanks for watching Warriors HQ. Tomorrow's game against Edinburgh is a sellout, but you can get tickets already for the Guinness Pro 14 final at Celtic Park at scottishrugby.org. Regardless of the result tomorrow, we will be hosting a home playoff in the Guinness Pro 14 final series. So at full time, head to glasgowwarriors.org for more information on tickets for that.